Good evening, everyone. We had a crazy week at the 3M. We've got Olympic fever, and Steve wears his sunglasses at night. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Tavern. Good evening, everybody. How we doing?
Did you almost say feet?
I said Steve. I said Olympic fever, but I hesitated at a second. It wasn't a slip of the word. It was just a hesitation in my voice.
Gotcha.
But I like Steve wears his sunglasses at night.
I mean, doesn't everybody? Where's your weekend?
I had a good weekend.
Yep.
Played some golf. Had a good round of golf this weekend. Just having fun. I was back at my in-laws again this weekend, third weekend in a row. Had my niece's first birthday. Had a great time with the family there. And my parents and my brother my brother lives there, but they're over in Paris enjoying the Olympics right now.
Baguettes?
They sent me a picture from fencing today.
Fencing.
And so they were sitting behind the.
Did you see the masks that Team USA had for fencing?
All the teams have that. They're all like their flags.
Flag. Yeah, it was awesome.
Crazy.
I was like, that's so cool. Dave, how was your weekend? Were you fairing it up this weekend?
I was fairing it up again this weekend.
Oh, look at you. If y'all knew the text messages that we got from Dave and the things we never thought we would hear Dave say when he's working the county fair, it's hilarious. Like some of the greatest things you'd ever see.
Announcing poultry and rabbits.
Poultry and rabbits.
You were hunting rabbits? You were hunting rabbits? Man, we just made ourselves look old. Okay, wow. I'm just letting you know that. So.
No, it was a good weekend. I was at one of the championship drives on Saturday, and then I spent the last couple of days filtering about 500 gallons worth of wine.
Oh, well, I spent the weekend in bed with what has now been determined to be the coronavirus. The coronavirus, yeah. So,
did you hear that the coronavirus now animals can get it? They can't give it to people, but they can get it from people now.
So are we going to try and vaccinate every animal? Never mind. I'm not even going to get out that route.
No, hold on. Every animal has to wear a mask now.
And the animals have to show social distance too, right?
Yes.
Oh, boy, that escalated really quickly. We probably shouldn't have gone there.
No. Hey, Greg, who did you pick last week?
So I picked something that apparently was in the field, but then didn't show up or something. I thought, because didn't I pick Horschel?
He withdrew, I think.
But he wasn't even as a withdrawal from the thing. So I don't know what happened there. So
I think he withdrew before the tournament started.
Yeah, so I didn't even see that because I didn't even see him as a withdrawal. But then when it started,
it would just be par for the course for your miscut streak for the year. So.
But we said if there's a withdrawal, it's no.
But you didn't catch it, so I would.
It doesn't. He gets a zero.
He gets a zero.
It's not a miscut.
Greg gets 0.
Lose points.
Good. Yep.
Yeah, Greg gets a 0.
Nice.
Damn it, Billy Horschel.
Yeah, I was just trying to update our standings. Being it was virtual Dave last week. Who's everybody's favorite Dave?
I mean, I'm waiting
go back
for
and review the tape.
I mean, Scott is watching from Desert Fox. I'm just waiting for him to comment that he wants virtual Dave back. That's really all I'm waiting for.
Hey, Scott,
I think even my wife's favorite version of Dave is virtual Dave.
That's pretty bad.
That's.
I will say, Scott, if you're watching, We Are Penn State is doing well in the Olympics.
Pommel horse. Bench gymnastics.
He had one thing to do, and he got us a medal.
He had one job and succeeded.
He did it.
And that's all.
Unlike what was his name? Phil. What was Phil's last name from Jurassic Park? The dinosaur supervisor?
Yeah.
Phil Tippett. Tippett. The original case of You Had One Job, the dinosaur supervisor from Jurassic Park.
All right, well.
Which also, by the way, Phil Tippett, funny fact, actually worked for George Lucas on Star Wars as well.
Yeah, well, that was a good job he had at least. All right, well, let's get into first round. Olympic fever, baby.
Olympic fever.
I will say I have gotten into rugby sevens.
Rugby 7 was really cool.
Did you watch the USA bronze medal match today?
I have not seen it yet.
Oh, watch it. It is phenomenal. The ending is just the last 90 seconds is unbelievable.
Did they score as time expired?
They did. So it was so spoiler alert for anyone that's out there is Australia women scored with 90 seconds left in the game to take the lead. They missed the extra point try in rugby. So it's based on like where you score is where you kick from. They missed it. So it gave the U.S. a chance that if they went down and scored and made the extra point, they could win this thing. They break a tackle, run the entire length of the field. It was like the annexation of Puerto Rico. And that's really what it looked like.
Reference.
It's what it looked like. It looked
good
like
reference.
The annexation of Puerto Rico. And they just
Steve's trying to figure out where that reference came from.
Went for it. You don't know where that's from, Steve?
No, I don't.
Oh my God!
Bring in the icebox.
One of the greatest movies of all time with
Little Giants, baby.
Never saw
Ed O'Neill.
Never saw.
Oh,
but that's what it looked like, and they went down, they scored, they made the extra point, and won the bronze medal. It was so exciting. Rugby 7 is like just a fun version of almost American football without all the plays and stuff like that. It was very exciting to watch today. And then also,
hey Scott, that was definitely planned. Scott said nice work on the color coordination tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was planned.
So, but
oh damn, I didn't even know.
the Olympics has been phenomenal so far. Fun to watch.
Yeah.
And on Thursday we get golf.
Exactly.
Yes. Dave has odds.
The third, we'll get to odds with Dave.
You know what? No, I want to go down a road first. And I sent I sent a text message today, Greg. You responded to it.
Yep.
There was text messages today.
Yeah,
there was some. You didn't respond.
Did lose spot today.
I was in a tank of wine.
We appreciate you showing up today, Dave.
So I just want to know if, much like the talking points that come out of Washington, D.C., Live Golf has to say the same thing every time they get a microphone put in front of them.
It's on their year-end review when they have to meet with Greg Norman. They have to. How many times did you complain about
the qualifying?
Everything else.
How to qualify for these events because
that you're not eligible for stuff.
Right. And John Rahm today took the microphone and was complaining about the fact that they need to change the qualifying process yet again for the Olympics and let the countries decide who they should be able to send, not go off the world golf rankings.
I tell you what, I'm not against that with, the countries making a decision there. You play golf and it's just like any other, there's qualifyings, for everything else. And, you're trying to represent your country and not a certain brand of golf. It is, play it like have an open qualifier and you take the top 5 out of an open qualifier and go from there. Who's hot right now, not who scored the most points.
I don't disagree with you, Dave. I think actually having like an open qualifier, like maybe pick a bunch of guys that are like the top in your country and let them play to get in and take who's hot. But to Rahm's point, you keep complaining about, oh, I chose to go take all this money and go over to Live, and you have to go with those consequences. We've said this from the beginning. Stop complaining.
And Rory came out and said it today.
Exactly.
You knew what you were getting into. And I was actually kind of surprised with what Rory said because it was basically clapping back at Rahm because he is the one guy that has tried to defend John since John left. And I was kind of surprised because I kind of felt like Rory, after the whole thing went down and he started this whole hemming and hawing going back and forth, I kind of felt like he wasn't going to be that guy to say that, but he was. And I was like, well,
because I think
glad
they
you said
agree.
it.
I think they agree with it. I think everyone's sick of them complaining about this. You went there, you took your money, you go and you get what you get. Like, you don't have them change the rules because you changed to something else.
Yep.
That's like saying, hey, that's like Deion Sanders saying, hey, I'm going to go play football and not focus on baseball anymore, but I still want to get paid for baseball and be able to play in the games, even though I'm only going to play football. Like, you went to a different league. You went to something else. You don't get to keep doing it.
I'm just done with the woe is me, crybaby whine mentality of these live players every time they put a microphone in front of them. And it's getting old. Like, I sit there and look and I'm like, if you really want me to try and attempt to watch what I don't consider to be good golf, and confusing golf and try to understand it, you guys need to, and I'm going to say this, Bryson has done a job to make people want to watch live because they want to watch Bryson, and he has brought people in. The rest of the whining and complaining, nobody wants. Just stop. Just stop.
That's what they're almost, that's their like way of selling it now, is just whining and complaining. It's not about, not an Olympic hopeful. Nice, Dave. But it's pretty bad. But let's talk about who is there. I mean, John Rahm's there, so
right.
So what are you complaining about? You still made it. You still got to qualify for it.
Oh, he's complaining. I can tell you what he's complaining about. He's complaining that Bryson's not there. He's complaining that Sergio's not there.
Yeah.
He's complaining that, and should Wyndham Clark be there over Bryson? Let's be real. Wyndham has the same amount of wins this year that Bryson does. One.
Yeah. Well, let's just say you are the U.S. Open champion. You should be representing the country playing in the Olympics.
I don't necessarily agree with that, because what if somebody from another country won? Like, that you shouldn't get an automatic spot for that. I don't necessarily agree with that, because what if you have a case
if you
where
win a major, I don't care what country you're from, you should be in the Olympics. If you won
I'm
a
okay
major.
with that.
That I think.
If you win it's we got all of the majors has been played. If you won a major,
and it's why they moved. It's why they moved the PGA to May. That's why they moved the PGA to May, so that you didn't have to move it on the years of the Olympics and just keep bouncing it back and forth. I think I'd be okay with that.
All right, let's get into who's there. I mean, we have the top 5 are 4 Americans and Rory McIlroy right now in the world rankings.
No. In the world rankings, yes.
Not in odds, Dave. I'm not stealing your thunder there.
Not in virtual Dave land.
Not in virtual Dave land. But Team USA, I mean.
Oh, hey, Greg, you were just told to step aside that I am the voice of reason tonight.
You are the voice of reason.
By who?
For what?
What is your wife chiming in?
No, it's Craig from Talatag.
Craig, and I was going to say good things about Canada tonight.
I know.
You're gonna say Steve's the voice of reason, and he badmouthed Canada a few weeks ago. I mean, you heard it.
Craig's been hanging out with Barley Bob for too long.
We've also been told to turn off Dave's live feed and just let him go virtual.
It would be really funny if Dave just answered random questions and filmed it, and it didn't go along with what we were talking about throughout the whole night.
Challenge accepted.
Hot take by Scott Kavezdi from Desert Fox. Professionals should pay to play in the Olympics. Money then goes to all the amateur athletes that participate.
Amateur athletes.
Okay, well, okay. Here's
Olympics. Did you see what the
here's a question, though, legitimate question there. Define a professional.
Whoa, that's not for the show, Dave.
But here's the thing.
It's a different kind of show, Dave.
LeBron
kind of show, Dave.
They have playing cards.
LeBron makes 18
LeBron's worth
X's.
$1 billion. LeBron's worth $1 billion.
Yeah, the amateur
Marathon runner sponsored by Nike is probably only making 10 grand. Still both a professional, still a club runner. That's, just because there's NBA players there making $18 gazillion and you have club runners there that are still professionals, maybe making 10 or 15K a year, it's not a level playing field.
Well, and it's also, there's so many athlete endorsements now and things like that. Like the amateur status of athletes has gone by the wayside with NIL,
NIL and everything else. Yeah, I mean, Livy Dunn went back for her 5th year because she's worth $7 million a year if she stays in college.
Yeah.
I mean, she comes out of college, what'd she get? Nothing. Like, she's worth $7. I mean, yes, and is she gonna have to worry about life ever? No, because she's with Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
So when he gets traded to the Yankees,
she's the backup for when his arm falls off.
Yeah,
true.
So, but who do we think? Let's go into odds with Dave right now. I think this is a good time for it.
Ooh, odds with Dave early
tonight.
Yay!
We don't really have a tournament besides the Olympics this week, so we'll just go right into odds.
Yeah, I put it down for us to count towards our season end standings.
I think this is one that we, because you have gold, silver, and bronze here. I think we can have some kind of bonus with it, but we can work that out. But let's go to the odds, Dave.
The odds.
Let me guess. Where's Scotty?
Shockers. Scotty's your odds-on favorite at 3.5 to 1.
Where's Xander?
You want to guess who's number 2?
Xander.
I think you just said it.
Yes. Yep. 5.5. Rory's coming in at 7.5. John Rahm at 10. Morikawa at 10. Ludwig at 12. Tommy Fleetwood at 18. Joaquin Niemann at 22. Shane Lowry at 25. Victor at 25. Tom Kim at 25. And Hideki down there at 35. Sepp at 40. Matt Fitzpatrick at 40. Jason Day, Bridgestone Golf Mindset at 55.
So, Dave, I want to know if you have this odds. Is there an odd out there for America to sweep the podium?
Ooh. Or any country to sweep the podium? I think America's the only one that. I think America's
nationality props.
Only one that's 4.
Yeah.
Not that I'm seeing right now. Just the nationality props to bet on the winners.
We all know what happened the last time America went over and played this golf course, right?
Yeah, it was not good.
About it. I want to talk about that.
We got our ass handed to us. I mean, let's be real. Yeah. Like that Ryder Cup was ugly.
I don't want to talk about
ugly.
it.
Yeah. At least DraftKings does not have those odds.
Okay.
And this is, to be honest, this is different than the Ryder Cup. You're playing a different style. You have a different mentality going into this.
Yeah.
You're playing like a normal event, whereas the Ryder Cup, you're trying to be strategic in team stuff before you get into the one-on-ones. So it's going to be interesting. I think the Olympics has been a lot of fun so far. The opening ceremonies, I actually liked the opening ceremonies. They did a great job not being the norm of just sitting in a stadium.
It will not ever surpass
China.
The Queen jumping out of a helicopter with James Bond. That was still the greatest opening ceremonies ever.
I don't know. The China with all those drummers like that thing. That was
the
Muhammad Ali lighting the torch in Atlanta
is the best torch lighting.
Hey, wait. His mama call him Cassius. I'm gonna call him Cassius.
Like, this is
anyone. I mean, any Coming to America reference, and nobody laughs. I mean, really? Golly.
You didn't know Little Giants.
Yeah, I bet say you didn't know Little Giants. We're not giving you any
Coming to America barbershop scene? Come on.
You did not know the annexation of Puerto Rico as the greatest football play of all time.
Correct, I didn't.
You never called that as a kid? Like, just yelled it out when you were playing football in the backyard? Jeez.
No, never.
Oh, such a great movie.
Damn New Englanders.
By the way, if we're gonna do this and have it a one-off, I know we don't have it set up. We should have done a duck race for our pick tonight.
Well, I mean, I should probably pick first because my guy got out last week and didn't even show up.
Yeah,
So.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Go ahead, take Scotty.
All right. No, I'm gonna take Xander. I'm taking Xander.
Wow.
I'm taking the hot hand.
Dave, who picks next?
Heads or tails?
We're gonna have to go back to the. We're gonna have to. Well, technically, you, because you have less points than I do. And Finau finished lower on the totem pole than the Gala.
Oh yeah, no, then that is me, and then I will just go ahead and you can lead pipe block Scotty Scheffler for me.
Hey Greg, there's a certain Ryder Cup video out there I want you to play.
I can't play a Ryder Cup video.
No, you can. I know the one he wants.
What does he want?
The one on the bus.
Oh,
I know the one he wants. He wants the one on the bus.
I got you. Give me a second.
Is that your pick? Dave gonna pick Rory. Thank you, Brad.
I don't have that on here right now, so
yeah. Yep. Lock it. Taking Rory. Why not?
I didn't have that queued up. You got to give me a heads up. You got to give me a heads up if you want to play something.
Well, I didn't know we were going on picks this early, so.
Ah, well.
Oh, Scott wants to know where Justin Rose is. Which I don't think is a bad pick. I'm going to be honest with you. Doesn't hit it offline.
Is he in the field?
He's not in the field.
I don't see him in the field. Yeah. He's at home. He's
not in the field.
That's where he is.
So
That's
he's at home. So his odds are worse than Camilo Villegas, who is 2,000 to 1.
2,000 to 1? Wow.
Yes.
For the Spider.
Wow.
He is 200 to 1 for a top 10.
Wow.
Camilo?
I may take that bet as a top 10.
I don't know.
That's not bad. Where's Sepp at?
Sepp's 40 to 1.
Okay.
About right. Where's Sepp for a top 10?
Give me a second. I'm betting on the. Hold on, I gotta add my bets in.
You're betting on Camilo?
You're not supposed to be betting live on the air, man.
Why not?
You got other stuff to do.
Sepp is 5.5 to 1 for a top 10.
All right.
All right.
I mean, it's going to be exciting. My parents and brother are going to be at the goal there on Sunday, so that'll be maybe we can get some live reporting from there. So
that'd be nice. Yeah. All right. So we've covered the Olympics, Golf National in Paris, and let's hope Americans come out way better than we did in the Ryder Cup.
Hey, I'm taking the defending champ to go back to back. So,
wow, that's aggressive.
Yep. Here, right? Okay.
Wow, and Steve wears his sunglasses at night. I see how that goes.
My sunglasses are in the production room because I've been wearing them out in the vineyard.
I just took mine out of my golf bag.
Mine are currently packed in my golf travel bag, actually, because I know with the great case that they won't have a problem in the airplane tomorrow.
These are great.
That and I have my glasses on, so if I took these off, I couldn't see anything. Much like my golf game.
Virtual Dave.
That is, we'd have to go back to virtual Dave at that point. Well, let's bring our guest tonight back into the tavern, Gary DeSalvo. Gary, welcome back, buddy. It is
Gary. You're muted.
You're muted. You got to unmute yourself, Gary.
Well, Greg was talking about he can hear us whispering in his ear when we were backstage. So
yeah, you know.
Well, you were taking off backstage. That was to these two clowns.
Yeah.
So Gary, how are you, buddy?
Good.
Nice.
Enjoying the summertime.
Welcome back. It's been a bit since you've been here on the Tavern.
It has.
So
PGA show.
I mean, that was the last time we saw you was PGA show, and we're going to get into a little bit of that. But why don't we start with what is Popticals, and let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, Popticals. Greg's helping me out there. You guys were talking about it a little bit. They're premium sunglasses. They're made in Italy. We use unique kind of lens, and what makes them special is they work great when you're wearing them, and then they collapse down in this tiny little case. Can be with you wherever you're going. So in your golf bag, on a plane, whatever, not going to get hurt.
Nice.
Right? Makes it super convenient. So where we got hooked up is our main line is the golf line. That's our specialty line. We have a new specialty line as well, a separate one. But really the specialty lines are where we're getting some attention. And I think it's, you guys have experienced them, right? It helps you see the course a little bit better. Helps your body and eyes relax while you're on the course. And so, golf has been great, and we hope to continue to be able to grow a little bit in the golf space.
I really like them. I've been playing a lot of Thursday night golf league, and as that sun starts to set, and as the sun starts to set, like having them on, you don't see a lot of the changes in coloration as the sun is setting, because everything still looks the same, and it brightens. It's amazing. Like I do want to say that, like, that's one of those cool things for me that I've seen with them as you're playing in that twilight round versus even playing here in Florida. Obviously the sun coming up, we all know what happens when that happens, but like as the sun's starting to set and you're playing it's 7:00, 7:30 at night, it makes it even easier to see.
Yeah, that's great feedback. We've been finding with the golf lens, like it's just such a clear lens, but it also gives you the contrast where you can break through that green. And so, Dana and I, we've been wearing them even more than just on the golf course. That's how comfortable they've been. Just driving around, it's just relaxing. It's just a nice view. So,
yeah, mine are actually out in my production room at the Vineyard. I wear mine while I'm working down in the field, and helps me pick up some of the differences while I'm digging through the plants right there. So, for me, I have a whole new use for mine while I'm using them out in the Vineyard. But, while we're talking about, the lenses, we've all worn them on the golf course. We've all know the differences. What can you tell us about the differences in your lenses?
Yeah. So we use a nylon lens, first off, which is a little bit different. Like a lot of glasses have glass as the lens or polycarbonate, especially in sunglasses. And so glass is really optically pure, but they're heavy, right? And so polycarbonate has impact resistance, but it's not as clear. And so where nylon does, it allows us to have the optical purity of glass, but you also have that impact resistance at a fraction of the weight. So number one, believe it or not, the difference between 1 ounce or 3 ounces on your eyes is going to have a big impact on the comfortability and for you being able to wear them all day. So that's one. The second piece is, it's not just our sunglasses on this piece, it's any sunglasses. For whatever activity you're doing, you want to make sure you have the right lens. And golf is a target game, right? You're dealing in distances. And so one of the key things you need to have is depth perception. And so we feature nylon, non-polarized lenses, what we use in here. And the reason being is everybody thinks polarized is the way to go for everything. And polarized lenses really do help reduce that glare, especially that first thing in the morning, Steve, especially down in Florida, right? But what they do is they flatten the image. So you're seeing, you're losing depth perception by doing that, right? And so one of the things you might notice immediately is like your leads are a little bit shorter, which is subconsciously, just because you have depth perception now. And so that's a big impact. The other thing is really the color. And it's been a blessing for us with these glasses. It makes them so clear. And it's been a challenge we're working through a little bit too, because purple and violet are the colors we use. And the reason we do that is they cut through that green, they filter that green out. And so green is our eyes just drink the color green in and we blend it together and it looks like a carpet. And when when you're able to get these lenses with filtering the green out, you're going to see so many different shades, and it starts to like reveal little minute differences in the elevation of the course, things you're not going to see in the naked eye. If you're in the Midwest, it's almost going to feel like you're seeing the grain that you might be able to see in Florida, right? Just because you're seeing those minor elevations that are there. So you couple that all together, the relaxed feel, the eyes and body, and then the depth perception, the optical purity, and the lens color. It's just perfect for a golf course.
So out here in the Midwest, I could see where the cow crossed across the course.
If that's where you're playing golf, yeah, sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
cow. It's like Twister. Cow.
Is this that NIDEF technology? Can you talk like a little bit about that? Is that where this comes from?
Yeah. So really, a lot of the science behind it comes from Zeiss Vision. So they're world-renowned lens maker. I mean, they make lenses not just for eyewear, but medical equipment, top-of-the-line medical equipment, camera lenses, video cameras, and the nylon feature is really something that they're introducing and starting to get out there. So NIDEF is really our version of it, right? So with their lens, there's not just the nylon. Every lens is going to have those different colors, different coatings that you put on the glasses, so forth. So really, that's us packaging it up in the way we are introducing our lenses to the market. So they're all hydrophobic, repelling water, dust, those types of things, right? All the different various coatings that we will use depending on the activity, the nylon aspect of it. So NIDEF, Popticals, one and the same. No one else has NIDEF.
Nice.
Hey, really quick, just a comment from Instagram tonight from our friend Scott from Desert Fox. Need to try these out in Arizona. Never play in sunglasses, but probably should.
I just actually got off the phone with somebody a few minutes ago, right before this, who he's down in Arizona, closer to Nevada, but he's in Arizona, and he was basically saying that he's never worn sunglasses on the course, and he put them on just to try to see the difference, and he planned on doing it for 3 holes. And this is a grown man, and he was just like all over the place, so excited. Like, these are awesome. Why did they do what they did? How come I could see it? I wore them for all 18. I never wear them. So, I think one of the biggest impacts, and, I think we told you in the past that, we've talked with several pros and instructors, and one of the biggest impacts, and eye doctors too, like one of the biggest impacts really is, what you don't realize is the effect it has on your overall body as well. It's not just your eyes. So all these little things, the wraparound piece is protecting you from side light. And with the optical purity, your body's able to relax. And so the biggest analogy I always give, and, I think we'll talk about it in a little bit here, but the putt doctor, we've worked with him a little bit to understand really how it's going to impact your game. And when we started that conversation the first time, the first 10 minutes, he's talking about the body. And I'm like, hey, this is all great. Let's talk about sunglasses. He goes, I am, right? He goes, I'll give you a perfect example. You ever been at the 11th or 12th hole and you got like a little bit of, maybe not a headache, but you just feel exhausted mentally, right? You probably think it's because you're thinking about every shot you're going to take or whatever. Or you're not physically tired, but it's just, you're starting to get drained. Because that's from your eyes directly impacting your body. If you're straining, if you're squinting, if there's wind and your eyes are drying out, those kind of pieces are going to have an impact on your entire body and the way you feel. So it's things like that, especially in environments that are, can be more extreme, like Arizona, places that are more windy, lots of sunlight where you'd be squinting a lot. Those are some of the little things you might not necessarily correlate with the glasses, but they're impacting that for sure.
Well, it's funny because
typically I'm mentally exhausted from playing golf with Steve.
That's true. We're all mentally exhausted from that. But typically, like, I wear glasses all the time on the golf course, and it's just because of the sun. Before, like, if I'm out there, I'm squinting and doing all that. Now, like, these sunglasses, they give that extra element of not just helping filter out the sun, but like you said, and what you showed us last time was that you can see now the contours of the grass and the green, and you can kind of spot your ball a little bit better with these. And that's what really sold me on them, was having that. Now it's not just sun filtration, it gives you all those extra things. And now you're telling us this time that that's even helping.
I'm gonna pull that up. I'm gonna pull that up here. We still have that here in the thing. I just found that. There's standard, and then when you look at it, there it is with the Popticals lens.
Yeah, and actually, we're actually getting some better pictures of this because it's hard. This is kind of a hard thing to capture, truly. Yep. But the little darker patches, if you see those versus the lighter patches, I mean, that's all telling you a story, right? And so that's where, you know, when you see those, it's basically the best analogy I give when I try to explain to somebody without this graphic is just think about when you're watching a golf, round of golf on TV and they draw that line, or if there's dew on the course in the morning and it feels like you can see the way it's, you feel like
had to put this one up. Had to put that one up there. Sorry, Gary. Thanks, Brad, for that.
Bradley, it's not about how long he takes to play a round. It's just about dealing with it in the round.
Yeah, so essentially that's where, again, we'll have a better example of this soon, but you can see some of those darker patches versus those lighter patches. And, again, the dew in the morning, sometimes, how you feel like you can almost see the path in until it dries up, or when they put that illustration on a course when somebody's making a putt. I mean, that's almost how you feel sometimes. And I think it's just more of trusting it in the beginning, trusting the depth perception, trusting the line, because, I don't have the best vision anyway, but I struggled with these in the beginning because I'm like, oh, I see it that way. And now the glasses are telling me it's the other way. And I wasn't trusting it. I'm like, look, you haven't got it right in years. Like, just go with what the glasses say. And then all of a sudden I'm making putts that I haven't made in years,
Nice. Hey, so Gary, on your website, you've got some really cool instructional content on there. And some of it's and you hinted at this, Dr. Craig Farnsworth. And Dr. Farnsworth is a putting guru that's coached a bunch of PGA Tour players. And he's gotten on board with your glasses. So can you talk about that? You kind of hinted at that process, but can you talk about that and how that feedback, and obviously someone that has way more degrees than the four of us sitting here on this panel here tonight, getting him behind the quality and the product?
Yeah, I'd say he's impressive, man. Like half the people you listed are students of his at some point in time, right? Major champions galore. He's got an impressive resume. What's cool about, he's a great person and just a great individual. And one of the reasons we identified him is because we knew immediately you're seeing things that are a little bit different, right? So he's an eye doctor, first off, and he happens to be a world-class putting coach. And so it was, let's send him some glasses. Let's see what he thinks. And let's see, he'd be the perfect person because we want to help understand why you're seeing the course in this different way and really educate people. I talked about one of the things we're struggling with and we wanted his help on is these are the right colors, right? On a website, though, the demographic is what? Us, right? Guys over 35. But on a website, this might not be the best picture. Are we buying pink glasses? We don't know any better, right? Like you don't, and that's the story you got to tell us of why you want these versus a mirror. And so,
hey, Dave always has a pink koozie with him.
I was waiting for you to say that.
So this was an easy
read you like a book.
So we got an endorsement from
hand emoji.
Busting the glass. But what I asked him for was this. So, listen, here's what we want to do. We want to, one, help people understand why purple and violet and the depth perception aspect. What's going on? Golfers, we'll buy anything, but we're also nerds. We want to kind of at least understand what we're seeing. And then the second part I wanted to see, all right, so now that we're seeing the green differently, I'd like to get some tips that you're probably teaching the pros that we could share now that, people are seeing the green a little bit differently. So he gave us all of that. We got to talk to him for 2 hours, told lots of great stories and a lot of great stories too about just sports psychology. He doesn't just do golf. He was the coach, the eye doctor for the Denver Nuggets for years, the SEALs. Just USA Shoot, you name it. He's worked with all kinds of athletes, and a lot of it is the same. So he gives tons of content. We put a bunch of articles and organize them that way. He's a couple great references like Seth Curry and Michael Jordan. Just from he's a great shot, but one of those things is his vision and the way he's trained his eyes to be able to see things, and just talking about the psychology there. So there's a great story about that in there. But So the violet and the purple, we get that question a lot. And where he was really highlighting is, what that really, the difference is we're trying to give you the same view at that contrast to the green, but everybody's vision is a little bit different. So the violet lets a little bit more light through. So as we get older, obviously, it's a little bit harder to get light to the back of the eye. So violet might appeal to you more. If you're a little bit younger, the purple is going to help you get that more contrast. If you're a professional, you might want to carry both actually. Because the purple might help you get that more contrast, but on a overcast day, the purple is going to let more light in, so you can get that same experience. And so that was first and foremost. Just big time on a lot of the like the depth perception. Can't overemphasize that. And the biggest thing was really the optical purity and the feeling of the body. The other piece that he's got some tips on there on basically, I kind of had a sad face on as we're talking about it. You want to know what's wrong? It's because you're telling me that everything I've done, to prepare for a putt has been wrong the entire time. And a lot of it is just about, again, for our eyes, like never gauging distance from behind the ball. Like we have a hard time as humans seeing distance in a straight line. Always take a side view. That's why you see them walk. You don't necessarily have to walk all the way around, but you're looking for certain things in certain spots. And just keep hammering that, those kind of things where that's where you're going to have the best view of elevation as a side view and for distance. And if you just think about just any example, I mean, the garage door opening is one I use if you have a 2 or 3 car garage, right? Like if you're standing in line with it, it's kind of hard to, gauge how wide that opening is. But if you step and you look at it from this way, straight on average, you're going to be 30 or 40% closer in your guess just from that position, looking at it from the side. And so you couple all those little things. And it can benefit. So now the next thing is applying it, right? So I remember the day we had spent 2 hours with them gathering all this content, had a bunch of conversations, and I hadn't been playing much golf, but I go out and play golf, and I realized halfway through the round, like, oh yeah, dummy, we need to go to the side and look at this putt, right? Right. So, I mean, you can have all the information if you don't use it. What's it going to do for you? So,
hey, question. Craig from Talatag is asking this question. Can these glasses be produced with a prescription?
Not yet. No, it's something we are working on. It's a bigger challenge than we thought initially. And it really has to do with the wraparound feature. So we're working with a couple labs right now, but that wraparound feature really does a number on setting your prescription right. And so if the lenses get thicker, it's going to impact the rail system. But we got a couple great labs that are looking into it, and we're working on it. And Craig will get you a pair as soon as we get that done.
So, and the last time we ran into each other, we hinted at it was at the PGA Merchandise Show, and you were just out. You didn't have a booth or anything. You were just out there, kind of walking around and talking to people. And you've been posting some golf and even from some gun shows with the glasses. What's been your feedback about going to some of these other shows from the people that are there?
Yeah, so the feedback's been incredible. Just in general, we're meeting so many people, and especially partners and so forth. The PGA show is a little bit different because that's more of a wholesale perspective. When we're ready to step into retail, and those are the kind of people you're meeting at consumer shows. They've been great for us. I mean, consumer shows, the couple that we've gone to, literally we got our pitch down to this. There's really no pitch, right? They walk up, they say, what are these? And we say, let's walk outside for a second. And we put them on, and they come and ring them up. They take their whatever nice glasses they have. It doesn't take long to see the difference. I think for us as a business, we're still trying to establish the brand and get the word out. And, one thing that's been really good is people like yourselves wearing them, talking about it, showing people. And so we want to kind of do that a little bit more before we step into wholesale in retail environments, because what do we do now? We look at our phone, even if we're in a store, we check the reviews, we do all these things, and there's a little bit more to these than just being sunglasses. And we want people to understand, like, this isn't a gimmicky thing, right? Once you touch them and feel them, I mean, even some of these, like the pair you guys are wearing, they're a little bit thinner, but I'm sure you put them through some abuse and they stand up. Right. Yeah. And so, and you really can't get that. You have to touch them and feel them or know that from seeing it somewhere else to feel comfortable with it. So we're working on our show schedule for the next year right now, seeing what's feasible, and we're trying to figure out if we'll be at the PGA show again, but whether we have a booth or not, that's what we're trying to figure out at this point.
Well, Greg and I will be there, Gary, so you can come hang out with us again if you want.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to ask you like what your next shows are like coming up here. What do you have planned here over the next year or so?
Yeah, I think we got a couple local ones here in our area that we know we're going to hit. Just being here, but it's kind of the way to answer the question is, I plan on going to the PGA show again, but don't know if we're going to present, right? And so there's some like the NRA show. That was a great one for us. We launched our ballistics line there. And that's a good community, just like the golf community is a good community. I'm just, especially from a brand and partner perspective, they were great too. And it's just determining where we're at a business and if it's time to start to step into some of those bigger shows to get that done. But we still plan on seeing you. I'm actually going to see if this time we can actually play golf together if I come down a day early, because it'll be the middle of winter here.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So,
I'll be there, but I won't be at the show. I'm actually playing golf that week with my father-in-law that whole week. It just so happens on where the show falls and where his annual golf outing falls. So
we see where his priorities are.
Yeah.
We actually called his father-in-law and said, "Hey, can you book this week so we can?"
Yeah.
You guys know my Virtual Dave. He's out.
So
we might have a virtual Dave video for the PGA show. By the way, we'll have to work that in.
So I'm gonna skip ahead here. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead, Greg. You got it.
I was gonna skip ahead here because you talked about this already, and you talked about like the ballistic glasses and being at the NRA show. So this seems like a perfect fit for like first responders. So are you thinking about partnering with any first responders, or how's that looking right now?
Yeah. So when we talk about the brand itself, we obviously have a lot of different frame styles, but the two specialty lines that we have up is golf and now ballistics and safety. And NRA show is a great spot to introduce those. And so really the difference is it's a little bit different style. I got a clear pair here, right? Now these are different. You don't want to use the golf glasses for shooting and ballistics, right? So they have to go through major impact testing. We have a military, they meet the military requirements and ANSI Plus certifications are safety in the workplace and also for shooting and safety. And I actually got a pair here to show you. I don't know if you can see that. This is part of the military testing. I don't have Dana to do this for me. I hold it all wrong. You see those little niches in the lens?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it has to be able to take in, projectile at least over 620 feet per second to get that rating, the frame and the lens. We actually test a little bit higher to make sure, but that's the testing. That's probably the equivalent of a 38 being shot right into that. And you don't plan on getting shot in the eye, but it can handle it. It's going to handle brass coming back at you or anything like that, and protect your eyes while shooting. So pretty cool design. From partnering it's the same thing with golf, right? We're talking to a bunch of different partners right now. We actually did something really cool a couple weeks ago. We're so excited about doing. It was always the plan for the launch, like have a nice launch at NRA. What we did is in our area here where we're headquartered, the police department has about 40 officers. And as part of the launch, we want to celebrate that by, taking care of the first responders in our community. And so we donated a pair of these to the entire police force. They loved them. They're great. They're wearing them, which is awesome. We're getting even more feedback from them too, but it was just nice to be able to do that for them. And they've been taking good care of us. They actually let us go out to some of their range days just to get some shots, them wearing the glasses and stuff. So we'll start sharing more of that soon. But the last one we went to, there was, they were doing their FBI certification. So just watching the way they prepare every day for things they may not even have to do, but just how they would prepare for active shooter situations. And just if there happens to be, something that's uncommon, but they have to respond to. And so I think some of the things that they thought about, just the compact nature of these as well, is being able they carry like so many pounds of weight around their belt and everything. And being able just to have these able to fit in their vest at any time, not worry about where they're at or go without. And obviously with the ballistic rating, they couldn't be more protected when they're out there in the community. So that's one. I mean, it's not necessarily a partnership, but it's kind of turned into one because they've been sharing with us, letting us do some photography, things like that. And we actually are talking to a few other groups where similar to this. I mean, it's just good-hearted people in the industry, and they want to see brands like us that care about educating people and making sure that they're using the right lenses for the right things, not just selling them glasses. So there's a bunch of partnerships that we're working on right now and hope to be able to get kicked off soon because there's a lot of opportunity here for this product to be out there and a lot of practical applications for it.
Gary, that's awesome. Like
Now,
I work with a lot of first responders out there. I know Dave has and Steve has as well. So I'm just going to say thank you on behalf of all the first responders that I know that you're doing that with them, with your local police department, because that is such an important thing. So that's awesome.
Yeah, we respect and appreciate first responders as well. We have a lot in our family, and it's a no-brainer. Like who better to model them?
Right. Not us. We're all
besides the golfing dads.
Well, you're doing different glasses. I was talking in regards to this one, right?
Well, we might need ballistics ones for like when Dave's not paying attention and hits a golf ball towards us. So we might need the ballistics ones for those. But
when he's not,
wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary,
you mentioned really quick. Hold on, Steve.
Yep.
Really quick.
Yep.
You mentioned with like the ballistics. Here in the Midwest, most of our trap kids, start in 6th, 7th grade. Are your glasses capable of fitting like a junior, or do you have to wait until they grow up a little bit to fit more into the size of the glasses?
It's a great question. So one of the things that hopefully we'll start to integrate into more of the line over time. But this is the second pair we've done it on, is we have adjustable nose pieces here, right? And so where that works well is it makes it a little bit more of a unifit for people, for just the way it sits on your face. If you want to make sure that you're not leaving a gap for any brass to come through, whatever. So men or women to be able to fit. But also, I mean, you could pull it in tighter and get it to fit tight enough around, depending on how old the child is. I mean, at 6 and 7 and 8, their sizes can vary greatly, right? So it's going to depend a little bit. But the reality is it's for most people, I mean, we put these on our kids sometimes, or they just grab them, throw them on, and they could wear them, right? So, and these actually, you talked about Target and so forth. This line we have 3 colors in. So the clear one's obviously great for indoors, but we also have an amber orange type color and a gray sunglasses. And so that orange one is one that, similar to golf, it helps with that light a little bit, and it'll help you see those targets when you're outside in that environment. And they're pretty versatile because you can use them indoor shooting, and you can use them to protect you from the sun. I mean, they're all UV protected as well. And again, shooting, target, distance, non-polarized, right?
Yep. So Gary, let me ask, I know we've talked about this before. If somebody wants to get a pair of these, where can they find you?
Popticals.com is the best place. That's where we have the most information right now, and that's where the glasses are sold. We do at Popticals on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media channels. We have shops on there where it'll also feed over to our main shop. And for now, like that's how we're selling. And as we spoke about, as opportunities arise, we'll look to push this out in other ways. But the website's the best right now. And between social media,
I actually went to your website today, and I did see a pop-up on there for $25 off right now. You guys are doing.
Yeah, so $25 off. That's signing up for the email list. It's $25 off. We actually have down at the bottom, just new and introduced of the website in the footer. There's a link, first responders, military, and educators for the month of August. From now through months of August, they click that link. If they have a GovX registration, 25% off for them. So they can actually get the $25 maybe, and they could take advantage of both of those. So yeah, and we're always running sales and stuff, trying different things. Like I said, one of the great things for us is the feedback when people get them and they show people. And so we're trying all kinds of different ways just to get them as many hands as possible, because I feel like that snowball effect will eventually happen.
Yep. No, we Mike Lyer and I actually play in a Thursday night golf league together. We play in that Thursday night golf league, and we always have ours on. Where we are Team WAGC as he has set us up, but I call us Team Popticals. So
Nice.
That's what we do. So,
and you didn't tell them where you got your pair, right? Because
no. There we go. There it is. Gary, we look forward to seeing you back at the PGA show in January. At least Greg and I do. Dave, whatever.
Absolutely.
It'll be virtual, Dave.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I know we appreciate it. Tell Dana we said hi. We missed her tonight. We missed the way better half of the Popticals family there. But
you get the bad end of the draw there.
So, and we appreciate it, and thank you, and we look forward to seeing you back again in January.
No, I appreciate it. Love you guys, and it's great watching it and following you. So thanks for having me on. Look forward to doing it
Gary,
again.
appreciate it.
Anytime. Thanks, Gary. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
See you, Gary.
Cheers.
Always good to have Gary on.
Always good.
By the way, I'm going to put this last comment up that just came through. I mean,
Yep,
that's where we're at. We're the epitome of excellence. So, can we maybe trademark that?
The epitome. Oh, excellence.
The epitome. Oh, excellence.
Oh, excellence.
Thanks, Ash.
New shirts. I think we need new shirts on that. So, but I will say these glasses, they do help. They're out there. When you're out there on the course, especially Steve, I think you said it great. Like, and if you're in that Thursday night league, that's what I like about them is I have them in my bag. If like it's overcast and then the sun comes out, it's just boom. I don't have glasses. I have them in my bag. I don't have to worry about them. I don't have to like think about bringing glasses with me. I know where they are, and they are durable and great. I mean, I've been doing this the whole show, just sliding them in and out, and it's no problems there. So.
Nice. Hey, let's do. We really don't have last call tonight since there's
we have
nothing
this, and we have a last call. We got to talk about the 3M a little bit.
We do have a little, we're gonna run the really quickly. In honor of the Olympics, we decided to do a race,
a little downhill racing.
So here's the downhill racing smack of the week.
Holy shit!
I love the enjoyment until about this moment.
Oh fuck, we might be fucked. Dude. Spencer!
Yep, there it is.
See, if he had a pair of Popticals there at the end, they would have survived a little bit better.
They would have, yes. They would have. Let's get into a last call really quick.
Another week, another exciting golf tournament that came down to the wire, came down to the last.
That was not a. By the way, that was not a elevated event.
No, it's still elevated event. I like that they have them. I think that I think they should be called mini majors because I think that's a much better name.
Fair.
And these events, the rest of the events, like last year, not as exciting across the board as last year, but still as exciting up there. There were some events this year that I would say were kind of just like regular golf tournaments, nothing too much to write home about. But this one, it had a guy almost snapping a club, and then the next hole hitting a hole in one.
Right.
It had it was there one where a police officer caught a golf ball at one point. Like
the winners. It was the winners. The eventual winners golf ball.
Vegas golf ball. There were so many different elements this week at this event that it was a fun event. And congratulations.
Well, and you had Kuchar on the leaderboard, looking for his 10th win on the PGA Tour. You had Maverick McNeely looking for his first
Taylor
win on the PGA
Pendrith.
Tour. You had Taylor Pendrith, who kind of fell off on the weekend.
Vegas,
who hadn't won. Vegas hadn't won since 2017.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to give our friend Bill Pressey. We met with Bill at the par 3, inventor of lab putters. A great 2-putt from 96 feet with his lab putter, and wins for the first time in 7 years.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's huge.
It was a fun event to watch. Like it was with the Olympics going on at the same time, I was watching the finale of this, like just intrigued. Like I wanted to see what happened when it came down to the last hole, and you had a guy go out and shoot a 63 to be in contention.
Hey, by the way, just going back to the Smack of the Week, Desert Fox Golf said, "Phone caddy survives, but not the phone."
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Durable phone caddy.
Durable phone. Hey, Scott, does the speaker
Use mine
survive?
all week.
Does the speaker survive? That's the question.
We'll have Dave test it out.
Yeah.
Steve's already dropped it.
So that's true. Steve's the one who's broken it. I mean, so. All right. With that, Olympics golf this weekend. More Olympics.
And look forward to next week's show. We've got a really cool show next week. Really cool guest.
That was really said well.
Live on location from maybe one of the best golf resorts in the Midwest.
And it's not me.
It's not, no, and it's not Dave there.
No, it's not Dave. It's not me. It's not anyone that lives in the Midwest that's there.
Correct.
Yeah.
of all people. So go Team USA. Let's get that medal count up. And I hope everybody has an awesome and amazing week.
I'm really fortunate, man. I mean, having the opportunity to build something that's
that has gone viral on our TikTok. That somebody was commenting about playing Whistling Straits